Hey everybody. I just had to get on a minute because I want to talk a minute about the hive mind. Now David Icke has made several videos about the hive mind, and he tells us what he thinks it is and what their plan is for the hive mind. But lately, when I tried to find his videos, it kept saying that they weren't available or they couldn't be found. So obviously they have removed his videos about the hive mind, and they don't want this information out there. So that's why I'm going to do this quick video about it, just so people will know what it is and be aware of it, because there are a lot of people. There may be a lot of people with Morgellons, or a lot of targeted individuals who don't know about the hive mind, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. So this is important that this information be put out there. Okay, according to David Icke and the information that he has, there is a hive mind control grid that he calls it. So I'm assuming that it's like an iCloud, a cloud, or a control system, a big control system or computer system, where they have uploaded the DNA of everybody on the planet. Okay, they already have this. They already have it already inside the hive mind. Okay, they have the DNA of everybody. Okay. And so they have the frequencies now. They're spraying the chemtrails on us, which have the chemicals in it, and the heavy metals, and smart dust, and the nano poison, all that they're spraying in the atmosphere, and we're breathing it in. So we're getting most of the nanotechnology that they need to have stabilized in the body in order to control us. So most everybody already has. I'm pretty sure everybody already has the nanotechnology implanted inside the body. They may not know it, but it's there. And it's also in the food that we eat, the water, the pharmaceutical drugs we take, the vaccines. It's in everything. So there's no way to escape the nanotechnology. It's here, and it's inside of us already. Okay? So they have the AI, or the nanotechnology, in place already inside everybody that's needed to control us. So what they have to have is the hive mind, is where I see that as being the control center, which is where the artificial intelligence is operated from, and that's the control center that they're going to use that they're now using to control us. And now, but the nanotechnology in the body has to be activated first, and the way it's activated is through the frequencies. We have the EMF frequencies that are running through our homes, and now we know they're upgrading that. We're moving into 5G now. We've had 4G, 3G, 2G forever, and we have our smart meters that are connected to our homes, that where the EMF radiation runs through the meters into the wiring inside the homes, and when it is connected to every electronic device in your home. So you have the EMF radiation frequencies emitting inside your home from everything in your home that is electric. Should be your smart meter, your internet router, your computer, your laptop, your smartphone, your iPad, your smart TV, your smart appliances. Everything in your home that is electric is emitting the EMF radiation. Okay, so they already have the frequencies in place. Okay, so there's absolutely no reason why they cannot control everybody on the planet, because everything is in place. The nanotechnology in the body, the frequencies, and the hive mind, everything's in place, or the control system. So, but we know that they are already experimenting on millions of us, and have been for years. Those people, if you have Morgellons, then you are a targeted individual. You are a person who has been activated. The DNA within you, or the nanotechnology along with your DNA, has been activated inside of you, so that you can be controlled by the system. If you are a targeted individual, same thing. If you are a targeted individual, you have Morgellons. Morgellons people are a targeted individual. So there are a lot of us who are already being controlled somewhat by this system, and have been forever, or for years. But there appears to be a lot of people who are not being affected by this. So which means that everybody has not been activated yet. Okay? And I'm not really sure how everybody is activated. I mean, I'm not sure if your body just has to be saturated with enough of the nanotechnology before it just, you know, it becomes activated, or in, I kind of feel like it may have something to do with our level of vibration that we vibrate at, you know, and then as the frequencies rise, or the increase in frequencies, you know, then the activation started. I mean, I don't know. That's just I'm just guessing about that. That's just my opinion. So I don't know that that's how people are activated. But we do know that there are millions of people who have been activated and are being somewhat controlled by the system through Morgellons and targeted individuals and what have you. So if they have, if all this is true, which what David Icke and others are saying, if it's true that they do have this hive mind control grid, and everybody is already implanted with the nanotechnology or the artificial intelligence, then along with the frequencies and the 5G that's come along, what's going to keep them? I mean, there's no reason for them not to have control over the whole planet. What is keeping them from controlling everybody on the planet? Nothing. Okay, everything is in place. It's like David Icke said, everything is in place. It's already happening, folks. It's already happening to many of us. I'm one of them. Okay, so it's already taking place with some of us. But eventually, their long-term goal is to control the whole planet, or control every person on the planet. Okay, and what they want to do is depopulate the planet, in which they are doing at an increasingly alarming rate, because there are people with Morgellons who are committing suicide. There are targeted individuals who are committing suicide. There are people who are just getting sick with all kinds of illnesses and dying. So they are pretty much pulling off their plan. They're pretty much successful at depopulating the planet. But what I wanted to really wanted to get out there, what I really wanted to get out there to the people, is that there is something that you can do about this. You can take back control of your body and your mind and your life. You can, okay? And so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to tell you what you can do to try to limit the control that they have over your body and your mind, and what you can do to try to take back control of your life. Okay. First of all, if you feel like there's somebody inserting thoughts into your mind, or somebody's controlling your thoughts, that is most likely going to be the hive mind doing that. Now, people who have Morgellons and are targeted individuals are already going through this. Okay. So if you just have a thought come into your mind and you don't know really where it come from, and you start thinking, well, that's my thought, you know, and you obey that, and you obey and do what it says, then you're pretty much obeying the hive mind. Okay. So I know for me, for a while, I was hearing, I never heard the voices in my head. Like the target individuals, they have what they call it, the voice to skull, where they hear the voice inside their head that talks to them. It's an audible voice. I never had that. I've never had an audible voice that I could hear, but I had thoughts inserted into my mind that would tell me to do things. Okay. And when it first started, I thought, well, that's me, you know, and I would do it. But then after I did more research, and I started realizing that the artificial intelligence from the hive mind can insert thoughts into your mind, then I started realizing that this is not me, and this is an intruder that is trying to control my mind. So when I realized that, I stopped listening to the thoughts that come into my mind, and I stopped obeying them. And when I stopped obeying them, then they went away. And it would be like minute things like, oh, don't choose that one, choose the blue one, or choose the white one, or choose this one, or go back there and turn that light off, or go look out this. It would be stuff like that. You know, just little things that they were doing to try to get me to trust them, you know. And like I said, I went along with it for a while because I thought it was me. But then I realized it's the hive mind. So I stopped obeying them. I stopped doing what my thoughts were telling me to do. And then it quit. So that's one way you can stop it. You can take control. The way you take control of your mind is to realize that it's not you, that it is an intruder. Okay. And just knowing this, you can stop it. You can refuse to obey it, and you can take back control of your mind. Okay, and then again, there's something else. They can intensify your emotions. Let's say you get a little bit emotional about something. It doesn't have to be anything big, just a little bit emotional about something. That sends a signal to the hive mind that this person is emotional. Okay, so they can use their artificial intelligence to intensify your emotions and cause that little bit of emotion that you had. It can cause you to go into a rage. It can intensify it and cause you to lose control of your emotions. I know it sounds sci-fi, don't it? It sounds like it's hard to believe, but it's real. They can do this. They've used this in the war, in the Iraqi war, on the enemies and the soldiers, and they knew when they were getting a little emotional, and they could cause the soldiers to go into a rage and make them do what they want them to do. Okay, this is mind control, people. This is what they're doing. Okay, that's why it's so important that we get this out here, that people realize what's happening. So if you feel like your emotions are out of control, or that you're having thoughts that you don't know where they're coming from, it's a hive. You have to know it's from the hive mind. And it is not you. It is an intruder into your mind and your body. And you have to take back control of your mind and your body. Okay? You have to take back the control. Okay, they can literally... mine never got to the point to where it turned into evil thoughts, but I'm sure, it started out like, just telling me to do little things. But I'm sure that if I had let it go on and I hadn't realized what was happening, I'm sure that these little thoughts, about go in here and do this, I'm sure that would have eventually turned into these evil thoughts, or they would have started telling me to do evil things. In which I'm glad I never let it get to that point, but I'm sure this is what's happening to a lot of people. So after they get you to trust them and obey them, then they start moving into other areas of control. So if you feel like there's thoughts coming into your mind that are not your thoughts, then you have to get a hold of that now and realize that that's not you. If you feel like if you're hearing voices in your head and you think it might be the voice of skull, then you have to take action right now and stop that. Okay, you have to stop it. You have to take back control of your mind. And then, of course, they can use your body. Any illness that you have in your body, it doesn't matter if you have a headache, if you have a mild headache, it's going to send a signal back to the hive mind. This person's have a headache and has a headache. They can intensify your headache with the artificial intelligence from the control system in the hive mind and turn your headache into a migraine. Same thing with any other kind of illness, whether it's heart disease. If you have heart disease, they can cause you to have a heart attack and die. If it's a flu, they can turn it into pneumonia. Or if you have kidney disease, they can turn it into cancer. Anything, any kind of illness, anything that's going on in your body, they know it. They've got the info, folks. They've got the data. They know everything that's going on with everybody. They have our DNA. So you have to know that anything that happens in your body, they can intensify it. They can do what they want to with it. Okay? This is so crazy, and it is so out there till it's really hard for me to believe it. Okay? But this is happening. This is a hive mind control grid. Okay. I could go on forever and ever about what the possibilities are that they could do to you. Okay? But I'm going to stop here because I think I've explained enough to where people get the idea of what I'm talking about. So now that I have put the awareness out there about the hive mind and what the hive mind can do and how they can control you. Now I want to talk to you about how you can deactivate this hive mind. How you can there's steps you can take to deactivate it, and you can take back control of your body, your mind, and your life. Okay? The first thing you're going to do, especially if you have Morgellons or if you're a target individual, is you want to do the internal cleanse. You want to do detox. Okay? Now, I've got videos about detox, about the bentonite clay and the potassium iodide and the essential oils, all that. There's all kind of people who have other videos about how to detox internally and remove the nanotechnology from the body, okay, internally. But you can come up with your own detox if you want to. there are many ways you can detox. The most important thing is that you find one that works for you and you stick with it. Because you're going to have to do a continuous detox if you want to keep your body clean of the nanotechnology. Okay? And if you want to know about the others, just do a Google search of internal detox and everything will come up. And you can choose whatever fits you, whatever you feel like will work for you. You can try different detox if you want to until you find out one that works for you, whatever you want to do. But the internal detox is number one, because you've got to remove the nanotechnology or the smart dust and the fungus from the body. Because if you don't, if you let it build up, if you let it stay in there and let it build up, you're just going to continue to be a target for whatever they want to do to you. Okay? Number two, external cleanse. Baking soda, Epsom salt, or borax baths. You soak in the bathtub until you start seeing the fungus and all the nanotechnology come out of the body, okay? I've got videos about this. I'm not going to go into details about this in this video because I got videos about this. If you want to know how to detox externally, go to my YouTube channel and you find everything you need to know about it there. Or you can look at other people's videos. Other people have got YouTube videos about how to detox. And Tony P, the herbalist, he's got a lot of information about how to detox internally and externally. Okay, so those are the two most important things that you're going to have to deal with first, is doing internal and external detox and cleansing of the body. Number three, the scalp. Okay, I talked in one of my videos about how I believe that the scalp or the head area, the brain area, is the central locations for not just Morgellons disease and target individuals, but for the whole control system. The whole control hive mind, I believe, is all controlled through the brain. Because as you know, the brain is the control system. You know, you have the frontal cortex, the temporal lobes, and parietal lobe. All of that is the control center for the body. So you know, if you know that the brain is the control center for the whole body, then you know that your brain has to be connected to the hive mind. So this is how they're going to use, and also the brain stem at the back of the neck, where the brain stem connects to the spine. This whole area, this whole head area, has to be treated. Okay, this is very important. This is just as important, if not more important, than doing the internal and external cleanses, because you've got to deactivate the nanotechnology in your brain if you want to deactivate their program, their control system. Okay, you got to deactivate it in your brain, in your whole body. Okay, so as far as the head, the skull area, the scalp, what you can do now, you might want to just experiment with different things. Just make sure you use something that's safe. You know, don't put any chemicals or pesticides or anything like that on your scalp, or anything that's going to make you sicker. But what I use is essential oils. I use strong essential oils on my scalp. Okay. Now, usually it's going to be frankincense oil, or lavender oil, or oregano oil, or lemon oil, clove, cedar wood. You can use any kind of essential oil on your scalp. What you want to do is you want to keep your scalp saturated with a strong essential oil, or some kind of oil that will penetrate the scalp, and it will reach it will go down into the scalp, and it will deactivate the AI, because it's embedded inside your scalp, the fungus and all that is. So you actually have to soak your scalp if you want to remove the fungus and all the Morgellons from the scalp. So any kind of oil you can try. I even use castor oil. Sometimes I'll just coat my head with castor oil, but I don't like to keep the castor oil on all the time, because it's so, it makes my hair so oily. So if I do it, I'll do it like for overnight. I'll put it on and I'll put a cap on and then wash it out in the morning. But you can, if you want to, you can put it in and leave it in. Almond oil is good. Coconut oil, olive oil, any kind of grapeseed oil. If you can't get the essential oils, because it might be better to use the castor oil and olive oil, because with the essential oils you only get a certain amount, and you may not have enough to keep your whole scalp saturated all the time. But you're going to have to keep something on your scalp all the time, in your head. if you want to keep the nanotechnology deactivated in your brain. Okay, that's number 3. Okay, that's the 3 ways to keep the body and the mind free from the technology, from the nanotechnology. And if you can keep this done, if you can keep your body detoxed and keep your scalp and your brain detoxed, that will lessen the control that they have over you. You're not going to be able to remove all of it because they're always bombarding us with more. I mean, the nanotechnology is everywhere. So we're always going to have it. They're always going to be spraying it on us. They're always going to be putting it in our food and our water. So we're always going to have, this is going to be a continual battle until this system or this control system is taken out. And that's what I'm praying for, that God will just remove it and take it out. But until then, we have to do what's necessary to deactivate the control system and keep it, and limit the control that they have over us. Okay? And the last one is find God within you. Wake up God within you. This may be the most important, because a lot of people are so caught up in their sickness and their illness and their physical life and everything that's going on in their life that they don't really think about finding God. But I'm telling you folks, if you can find God within you, then God will help you and work with you and will show you things that you can do to take back your life. Okay? And everybody has God within them, but for most people, God is asleep and is laying dormant inside of them, inside their heart. So how do you wake up God? You give him your attention. You just go inside your heart and you look at God. Okay? Anything that you give your attention to or that you focus your attention on, it's activated. So this is the same with God. So go inside your heart, meditate, wake up God within you, and when you start waking up God within you, you'll feel him, you'll start stirring, you'll feel the energy stirring, because God is energy, okay? God is energy. Everything is energy. So when you wake up God, you'll start stirring and you'll know it. And then when you start feeling God move within you, then you're going to continue to give God your attention, because once you are become aware of God in you, then the awareness does not leave. And then you'll just keep ascending. You'll keep waking up and you'll ascend. Okay? So we're going to have to do this, folks, until we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to protect our mind and our bodies and our spiritual lives until either the evil energy is taken out, the evil technology is taken out, or until we rise above it. Okay? You can, if you awaken the energy centers within your body and you get God flowing freely through your body, you can ascend to a level and rise to a high enough level to where you can rise above this control system. And then it won't matter what they do. They won't be able to touch you. And that's really the goal, is to ascend into the higher dimensions. So, but until we get there, until we get to those higher dimensions, we have to do everything we can to protect ourselves from this control system. Okay? And a lot of people have the idea that this has just started, that this is something that they've just put into place. But I feel like my gut's telling me this has just always been here. I think this has always been in place. I think it's been in place ever since we were born. This control system or this control grid has always been in place, but it's just now, it's advancing. It's just now getting to the advanced stages to where they can literally control the whole planet with it. That's what I think. I mean, when you think about it, and you look back, you think, well, this has been going on forever. It's just advancing. They're upgrading. So they're upgrading. They're upgrading their control system. So we have to upgrade our system if we want to survive it. That's all. I'm gonna do some more videos later and talk about how to wake up God within you. But right now, that's just to touch on the crucial points about this hive mind and what's going on. And I hope this helps somebody. I love you guys. Thanks.